Hey, welcome to Sharps and Flats with Kingsley, everyone. Today is going to be a good day. We are on page 16, number 64 and 65. We're going to do them in the same video. Not only are we going to learn how to play them, we're going to learn about key signatures, and we're also going to learn how to play a little bit by ear and have fun with it. Stay tuned for the very end because it's going to be a lot of fun. I love playing and creating music. As always, make sure you've tuned, you've warmed up. I trust that you're doing your tracking sheets. You know, you're keeping track on your track sheet. You know, circle the ones that you haven't finished or the ones that you're wanting to do. Check off ones you've done. Make sure and go back and play some for fun. Always have fun. Okay? Remember, when you tune, when you take your tuner or you tune online, this is what you want to do. Watch this. I'm going to play the very first note of number 64. You're getting ready to do this with me. I'm going to play the very first note of 64. It's a concert B flat, and I'm going to try to make this needle line straight up and down. Now, if you've watched my video called Tune Up under Resources on my homepage, you'll understand how to do that and get practice with it. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because I'm using such good air pressure, I'm going to move this needle back and forth. Watch this. And my goal right there at the end was to get the needle to line straight back up. Now, a lot of times when you see me in these lessons looking down, I am looking at my tuner to make sure I'm really in tune so that when you play, we sound like each other. Now, if we were in the same room together, we would be doing it on the spot. We would both be adjusting our needles, and I don't mean on here. I mean, yes, we're adjusting the needle, but it's in the pitch, sharper and flatter, and matching each other. But because we can't do that, because I am going to be the same no matter what, you have to adjust to me, and I want to make sure that I am straight up and down and in tune. So to start off with, take in 20 seconds worth of air and really inflate and breathe down and play the first note for 10 beats. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Did you make it? Did you get 10 beats in? Let's go for 15 beats, and then we're going to go to 20. Here we go, 15 beats. Count them out with me in your head, tap in your shoe, keep track of them, and try to make your sound just like mine. Here we go. First note of 64, there's music in the air. 1, 2, 3. That was 15 beats. Now let's go for 20 beats. There is almost nothing better to warm up with than to play long tones like we're doing right now. 20 beats, go for it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was 20 beats. If you did that to start each day, 10 beats, 15, and then 20, it would produce so much of a good foundation for you to start. There's so much that happens. You can be thinking of your hands being gentle C's during that time. You can be thinking of good air pressure, and you're not having to worry about different notes to play. It's a good way to warm up. Okay, now let's jump into number 64. There's music in the air. You will see a flat sign for some of you on a note in this song. Anytime you see a flat sign on a note or a sharp sign or a natural sign, it means it changes that note. Okay, it changes it. So in this one, in number 64, you will see some of you, especially if you're a flute, clarinet, trumpet, but tenor saxophone, trumpet, clarinet, bass clarinet, bass clef instruments, you are going to see a flat sign on a note. Make sure you change that note to what it's supposed to be. Okay, so here is the first two measures, one note at a time, including the first pickup note. One note at a time, just nice and slow. Ready? Go. Second time, just get the notes down. We're not worried about half notes or quarter notes, juices or hot sauces or slurs, just one note at a time. Ready? Third time. Ready? We have got the notes down. Now let's count the foods. Ready, go. Juice, 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 juice. Hot sauce, hot sauce. Say what you play on ta-ta. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now play the rhythm on one tone. Ready, go. Now we're ready to play it. Now as we play it as written, you do need to slur those two hot sauces or those two half notes. We'll play it 3 times. As written. 1, 2, 3. Woo, those hot sauces are really long, aren't they? Make sure you're tapping your foot so that you go ta, ta. Play those notes full length. Here's the second time as written. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Half of the song, we've got it. Now here's the second half of the song. So measures 3 and 4. Let's play one note at a time. Remember, every note gets 1 foot tap. Ready. Second time. Ready. And third time. Ready? Count the foods, everyone. Here we go. It starts off with pancakes. Ready, go. Pancake, pancake, juice, juice, hot sauce, juice. Now, say what you play. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now the rhythm on one tone. Ready, go. Now play it as written. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Second time as written. 1 and 2 and 3. And third time as written. 1 and 2 and 3. Hey, did you notice it seems like there's a missing beat in that last measure? Most all of the measures have 4 beats in them. You know, they have 4 juices or some combination of juices, hot sauces, to where it's 4 beats per measure. But that last measure only has 3 beats in it. It's got a hot sauce and a juice tied to each other, but where's the 4th one? Well, you don't usually see this in regular music like sheet music, long songs. But what they're trying to show you is that 4th beat, they stole it and they put it in the beginning as a pickup note. That's what the pickup is. It's a note that's not a full measure. That very first note of the song in this 64 and in 65, it's a pickup note, just like up in Bingo too. In that song number 63, it had a pickup also. So they stole a beat from the end and they put it in the beginning. That's basically what they're doing there. Let's go for this. Let's play the entire song, all 4 measures, plus the pickup, at 84 beats a minute. And we're going to do this 3 times. And I want, I might even slow it down just a little bit, 76 beats a minute. I want you to play it along with me. We're going to do it 3 times. Sitting up straight, front edge of your chair. Whew. Inflate down, keep your shoulders down when you breathe. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. How did you do? Did you have to take a breath in the middle of that? Were you able to do the whole thing in one breath? I want you to make it a goal to be able to play this whole thing in one breath. If right now you have to take a breath in the middle, that's okay, but try to do it all in one breath. Here we go. Here's a second time. 1, 2. Woo! Here's the third time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I am proud of you. You are getting this. You're thinking about a lot of things. You're trying to have gentle Cs. You are counting the rhythms in different ways. I encourage you, stop the video, and if you're struggling with a measure here or there, just play that measure. Just get so comfortable with those fingers, with the fingerings to those notes, or if there's 2 notes you're struggling with, then play those 2 plus the notes on the other side. If you're struggling with these 2 notes, play the notes on either side of it. Play it forward and backwards and just have fun with it. Close your eyes and do it. Get so comfortable with it that you don't have to think about it anymore. And then when you play the music, it just plays. You're just able to play it. Now let's move on to what's called the key signature. Some of you might already know what key signature means, and some of you might not. Either way, this is a good thing to really rehearse. Look at the top of your page on page 16. It says key signature, and it shows a treble clef or a bass clef, depending on which instruments you are. And then it might show a flat sign or several flat signs like this, okay? Now, this right here might be a bass clef for you if you're a trombone, tuba, baritone, euphonium, but the others are treble clef. Now, for the trumpets and tenor saxophones, clarinets, bass clarinets, you all are going to have 3 flats in your key signature. Now, the flutes are going to have 1 flat. Trombones, baritones, tubas, euphoniums, you're going to have 1 flat. French horns, in an odd way, you're going to have no flats or sharps, which means every note is natural. Natural just means regular. Everyone, when you're playing every note in these exercises, they are regular. Every single note is regular. The other word for that is natural. If it was on a piano, every white note that you see is named A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Really, the names of those notes are A natural, B natural, C natural, etc. The reason we use the word natural sometimes is because sometimes those notes are played as black notes, like a B flat, or an E flat, or an A flat. And it's not the white B, the white E, or the white A. Instead, they're played as flats, the black notes. But on your instruments, it's different also. For example, on a trumpet, the difference between a B and a B flat is this. They are clearly 2 different notes, okay? So your key signature tells you what notes to play in the song. Up until now, if you had a note that was flat or sharp for some of like alto saxophones, if you had a sharp sign on, they put the sharp or the flat right on the note to help you understand it. But we are going to start including what's called the key signature. Imagine if you were going to go into a maze. I live here in Illinois, and we have a lot of corn, and they do this thing called a corn maze. What they do is they will literally take a machine and cut out a maze inside of a cornfield, and the corn is over your head. You can't even see. So you're running through a maze or walking through a maze and trying to get out in the middle of a cornfield. Now, it's kind of weird, I know. But imagine you were in a maze of some kind. But it wasn't hard, because every time you came to a wall, there was a left sign and a right sign that said, go this way, go that way. And it told you how to get out. In a similar way, a key signature tells you what notes to play. Okay? Now, that's kind of a bad example, isn't it? Because when you see a left sign, you're just going to go left. But when you think about this, when you see a B flat or an E flat or an A flat, it means every time you see that note or that note or that note in the song, we're not going to write the flat signs on them anymore, but you just have to know that those notes are flat and not natural. They're not regular. Okay, so all of that is true, what I said about key signatures. I think I made a mistake. I think I said that all those like trumpets and clarinets and tenor saxophones, I think I said you have 3 flats in this key signature. You don't. You just have 1 flat. Look at number 65. Look in the very beginning. Look at the key signature. You see a treble clef or a bass clef, and then there are flat signs. And then below number 65, it says circle the note or notes changed by the key signature. For most instruments, it has that. It says that. So what I want you to do is pause the video, and if you have a flat sign on any note in your key signature, go over to every note and circle it. So if you have a B flat in your key signature, go to every B in the song and circle it, so that you're really aware of what notes got changed. Okay, essentially you're putting a flat sign on each of those notes, but you're just circling it to remind yourself. And then from here on out, from here on the next page, and every time there's a key signature from now on, it's up to you. It's your responsibility to know which notes get changed and which notes are just already just natural all the time. So you have now circled the notes that got changed by the key signature. Let's play number 65, start to finish. It's exactly the same as number 64. There's the same music in the air. Here we are. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Good thing you had that circle in there. Some of you circled notes. That helped to remind you what note to play. Second time. 1, 2, 3. Whew. Third time, blow all the air out. Here we go. Inhale, take in 20 seconds worth of air. Use good air pressure. Play the whole thing in one breath. Here we go. 1, 2. That is it. You've got the song down. If you need to, over the next 2 days, play it slow, play with your metronome, and on day 3, you can speed it up as fast as you want. Now let's do something really fun. I tell you often, make sure you're having fun. Because when you begin to have fun and get emotional, be like, oh, this is so cool, you remember that stuff better. No matter what you're doing, whether it's homework, if you can find some way to make homework or reading a textbook or whatever you do for school, make it fun, turn it into a game, make it a contest, do it with friends, it makes it more concrete inside your head forever. So let's have fun with this. I'm going to play the exact same notes that are in that song, and I'm going to do it over and over. And I want you to just start playing along with me. You'll see. I change the rhythm and I make it a little bit more jazzy, a little fun, a little Caribbean style. Are you ready? Tap your shoe. Listen to me play this about 2 times or 3 times. Again, I'm going to play it over and over. And when you think you're ready, just jump in. I'm going to play it over and over. Same notes that are in. There's the same music in the air. I'm just changing the rhythm. You'll figure it out here in a little bit. Try it. One more time. Hey, man, I bet you have it memorized. In fact, how about right now, pause the video and see if you can play it from memory. Promise yourself you're not going to look at your book. Try that now. That is one way of having fun with something. Close your eyes and be able to play it, and then start to change what you're doing. Watch this, and forgive me, but I'm going to spend the next 30, 40 seconds showing right in front of you on the spot, taking the notes you're playing and changing them little by little and just creating something new. In fact, right in the middle of when you hear me playing, something I like to do is take every note that you play and move it up 1. Listen to what happens. Here we go. Just me. Actually, I'm not even going to use the metronome. I'm just going to have fun on my own. Oh, did you hear those couple changes in there? The one time all I did was in measure 2, 3, and 4, every note that's written, I just played one note above it. So if it was written as a B, I played a C. If it was written as a C, I played a D. If it's an A, I played a B. And that was fun. I enjoyed that. So then when you come back to playing the written music, it's just so much easier because you can play it with ease. You're not using brain power to think about what the notes are or the rhythm. You've already fixed all that. And now you just play with ease. That's why I say that's playing smarter and not harder. That's practicing smarter and not harder. The smartest thing to do is the most efficient thing. And the most efficient thing can be hard work. It can also be having fun with it. So in this lesson today, we covered key signature and how that affects the notes. We had fun with the notes that were there, but we changed the rhythm just to make it fun. And I encourage you, make it your own rhythm. Totally change it. Make changes and they're going to sound bad and then some will sound good. And as you're doing it, you're just learning and enjoying music right now. You're enjoying it right now. It's doing something good for your insides. So key signatures, we played, we had fun with it. You learned to tap your shoe. You learned to play this entire 4-measure phrase in one breath. I encourage you. Of course, in the beginning, if you're struggling with notes or rhythms, you might have to sneak a breath here or there. That just happens. But Make it your goal to play entire phrases in one breath. It sounds pretty musical that way. Today has been great, everybody. Until I see you in number 66, scale skill, stay sharp, everybody. Have a great day and practice smarter, not harder. Bye.